You know one thing about becoming an adult? You know one thing about it that just rubs you the wrong way? You don't understand what you're doing when you become an adult. When you reach adulthood, you don't know what you're gonna be or what you wanna do in life. You don't have a sense of direction like I have. I don't have really excess of direction where I wanna go or where I wanna be or who I wanna, see in life. And it makes it really hard for myself because I don't know what to do. Like, no one really tells you where to go or anything like that. So they let you wander and wonder for yourself and how to do things around yourself. And it just pisses you off because you realize, oh wow, I can't do anything anymore because things are just not gonna be the same because life is simply different than it used to be. And people just let it go because they just don't really care. And I hate the playing field of people saying adult life is not too difficult. And people who say that don't really know what the fuck they're saying. Really, they just pretend that they know what they're doing, but really they don't. They don't have really a sense of direction. And that's why being an adult is so hard and difficult because you don't have a sense of direction. You don't know where you want to go. You have so much freedom now that you didn't have when you were a child, and you don't exactly know what to do with it. I don't really know what to do with it myself, and even then, you need the money to significantly have chances to explore the world and have that, super freedom that you really want. And sometimes you can't get that kind of stuff because it just doesn't exist for you. It just doesn't exist out there for you at that time. That kind of freedom that is there because you need money to go and do all that stuff. And when you do have that type of money, where do you want to go? What do you want to do in life? Significantly. And that's the thing. Only like people who have a lot of money as a young adult will know how to do things. But when you are doing other stuff like, you know, not realizing how much money you have because you're broke or you're struggling with bills or rent or whatever, you don't know what you're doing with life. You don't know where you want to head. You don't know what you want to do. You don't know what if you're ever gonna exceed at exploring the world. And it's such a shame because you realize, well, fuck, what am I gonna do? What is my life? Where am I generally gonna be sitting once I am, out of high school and now I'm in the adult world. Am I gonna get another job? If am I gonna know what exactly I'm gonna do? But you really don't. You don't know what you're gonna do, and it's so fucking dumb that people realize and say, oh, but it's simple to do. You know where you're going. You know what you're gonna do in life, but you don't. Like people say you do, but you actually don't. And I hate this other speculation that people have, like um what is it? Where they believe where they have like some ego where they know where they're going, but they actually don't know where they're going. They are like simply just saying that they do, but they realize that they actually don't know. Like they just say so, but really they're just sitting around fucking saying they do, but they don't. And the fun thing about your parents and what your cousins say to you, they say that becoming an adult is like it's not fun, it's difficult. And at a time when you're a child or a teenager, you don't realize that because you think, oh, you're gonna have all this freedom, all this stuff, all this time to do whatever you want. You get to go, anywhere you like. But in reality, yeah, you're wrong. You realize, well, fuck, adulthood is way more difficult than what you thought it would be. You didn't realize, oh, that things would be so simple. They're not. They're not actually simple at all. Things are so difficult, so tedious, and so just complicated that you actually don't know what to do. Like, no, school doesn't teach you how to do taxes or anything simple like that, and how to buy a house or how to do any of the sort of stuff when you get out of high school. They just teach you the basics, and even that's not enough for you to live in this day and age. It's stupid, and people realize that holy shit. A lot of people from Gen Z and Gen Alpha are gonna realize they're not gonna even know what they're gonna do. They don't know how to get insurance. They don't know how to buy a car do anything significant like that. And it's such a very overwhelming thing, and people think it's easy, but really it isn't. They, you know, they say, oh, I can do this shit, this is gonna be super easy, but really it's just not. It's so much more difficult than you realize. And it's sad because, you know, you put so much effort into thinking you know what you're doing, but you actually don't. And you now look like an idiot thinking you actually knew what you were gonna be in life. And I have difficulties myself realizing that I'm not sure what life is gonna do for me. And it's hard, you know, task. It's a hard fucking way to think, because you realize, oh well, I'm just gonna be fucking nothing. I'm gonna just, you know, sit at home doing nothing for years and years on. And it's just, you know, so stupid, because that's all it's gonna be like. Nothing but a waiting game. Realizing that you're gonna be nothing at all, and people are just gonna simply let it slide because, well, who gives a fuck, you know, right? Who gives a shit? You struggling with your own shit, might as well just keep struggling with it, because no one's gonna help you. No one's gonna be there for you to significantly guide you into what you're gonna do in life. And that's what, you know, that's what's so fucking difficult about it. You realize, oh, you have nothing to do in life, no one to actually help you do anything. And you sit there fucking realizing that life just fucking sucks. When you reach adulthood, you just realize that nothing ever's gonna work out for you, because you got bills, you got all this other stuff that you are so unaware of doing. You don't know what to do for them. You don't know how to, you know, sit there and realize what these are. And then you have to work your whole life. Yeah, that's what you gotta do. You gotta work your whole life. I hope you realize that. You work your whole fucking life down to the bone till you reach your 50s. And I mean, if you're already, you know, in your 30s or 40s, then you're fucking lucky, because you already got through the golden ages. You know, the rest of us, well, we're probably not going to be able to afford a home till we're 50s. And then Gen Alpha and then the next generation, they're going to realize they're never going to even be able to buy a house. All they will do is live in their parents' houses and then take over those houses to significantly, you know, build themselves a better life. But then you realize, you know, people from poor countries like Africa and other countries like that, if they ever decide to come to Australia, they're going to realize they're never going to be able to get a house in the damn future, because everything's going to be so high in price that it's going to be a fucking nightmare. A nightmare to deal with, and a nightmare that we have brought forward, that has happened to us, and it's our fault, the reason why it has happened. We can't blame anyone else for these reasons. It's, you know, it's the government, it's Australia as a whole, it's everywhere in the world as well, that we have to blame, that they are all at fault, that significantly, that we are the reason why we're dealing with this shit, because everyone around the world doesn't give a shit, and they will just let this shit happen. And, you know, you can't do shit about it, because no one really cares. No one's gonna, you know, change the system or the government or what's gonna happen around the world. It's gonna significantly stay